Warmai, Tiari Mada, Thorga Pemo, Hoi Maria Pemanga, Ringy Bubuna, Benny Yama Warning, Marichka Nanga Majalang, Darga Engelringi, Tiari Engelringi, Nanga Magai, Gaya Willi Angar, Ganagata Ganagat.
Rawongal Environmental Education Centre is one of 25 environmental and zoo education centres that are situated around New South Wales, and our role is to assist schools in delivering syllabus outcomes around sustainability and the environment. Each year at Rawongal Environmental Education Centre we run an Aboriginal student leadership program called Warrawai Yananura. This year was a very special year. We had the privilege to develop and make a Aboriginal traditional canoe, and this video will detail that process.
This is the magic of following spirit and being guided by spirit.
We approached Uncle Dean Kelly, a Gwagal man, and Uncle John Kelly, a Dunghutti man, to guide us through the process. When the uncles arrived, we chose a tall, straight, stringy bark tree, and we had a ceremony. The ceremony was to ask permission of the tree for its bark.
This dot here and this dot here is to open your mind. Okay, so you're aware, you're conscious. This one here in the middle is what we call your third eye. That's deep consciousness. It's about spirit, it's about centre, it's about knowing where you are at all times.
All the students participated in the ceremony, which evoked a strong connection to country and to the tree and to the process of making the Canoe. In the morning, after another ceremony to greet grandfather's son, we began working on the canoe proper. This involved removing the outer bark, and that was quite an arduous process. It was small tufts of bark being removed, and underneath that was another layer of bark, long thin strips. And those long thin strips we set aside to make string and to make wraps for the end of the canoe. While the stripping of the bark continued, the uncles showed some of the students how to make fire. If we thought the bark removal process and the stripping process were slow, making the fire is a really slow process, and the students got to see that firsthand. Getting a fire going is really important for the making of the Canoe. When the fire is going and it's actually got some coals there, it's at the right temperature to hold the bark over the end of it. And the bark needs to be held over there and steamed to make it pliable, to push the ends in so that it can be turned up and bound. Bending up the ends requires a fair bit of muscle power, and once it's all pulled together, a couple of timber stakes are hammered through the end. Then it is bound with some of the rope that was made, plus some straps of the bark to hold it all together. Once the Canoe was pulled into its basic shape, it was then time to line the inside. The inside was lined with a termite mound, which was all ground up and made into a slush. In some of the cracks that were there, we pushed into paper bark and also the termite slush. The reason why we got cracks is because it has been a very, very dry year this year, and the tree bark is not quite as soft. We are going to fill the remaining small cracks with a resin made from Xanthorrhoea grass tree and some sap from an acacia or wattle tree. Once that is done, we are holding a final day for the students for Warrawai. On that day they will present their acknowledgements, and they will be presented with certificates, and we will present the elders with the Canoe, launching it onto the Rubbin, the Hawkesbury River.